Someone else's attention does not define whether or not you're lovable.
It's not wrong to be a rich man. The wrong is when you put your trust in it and make it first.
When it's been a long time, we don't see anything improving, it's easy to get discouraged.
By maximizing the moment well, what we do is we really incredibly prepare for the future.
Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. This one is so special because I've made this compilation based on speeches from the speakers that we all love. We will be covering many topics today, like how to boost our self-confidence, mental toughness, and many more. We will note down takeaways of each speech and we will analyze them at the end of the video. So don't forget to bring your notebook, your coffee, and let's get started.
Your time is coming. We all have things that we're believing for. A dream to come to pass, problems to turn around. At one time, we knew it was going to happen. We stood in faith. But when it's been a long time, we don't see anything improving. It's easy to get discouraged and think that it wasn't meant to be. But just because you've given up doesn't mean that God has given up. God doesn't abort dreams.
God is not your refuge from trouble, but He is your refuge in trouble. That understanding alone would answer many of our questions about the operative nature of faith. That God is not my refuge from trouble, but God is my refuge in trouble.
To be honest, we talk a lot about faith, but I don't think it's possible to have faith if you don't have any hope. Sometimes we're trying to believe God for something, but we've got a bad negative attitude. And you can't have faith and a bad attitude at the same time and expect God to do anything. Now, I know none of you have a bad attitude. I know that. I know you're thinking now about all the people you wish were here that didn't come, that have a bad attitude.
Right now, we're facing the disease of COVID-19, but there's also the emotional dis-ease that's being caused by all the disruptions in your life. You see, the side effects of COVID COVID-19 has created unprecedented stress. And the lives of billions of people around the world have been turned upside down. People are still going to be feeling the economic and relational and emotional effects of having their lives turned upside down.
Everybody wants life to be greater, but almost all of us get stuck at times where something stops us, something prevents us from doing something that we really are capable of doing. Whether it's turning around our body or shifting a relationship or turning around our finances or just maybe just being happy and fulfilled at a different level, we get stuck with a belief of how we're not supposed to be, what we're not supposed to do, what people won't accept, what we're not capable of. Or maybe we get stuck in an emotional pattern of just being pissed off or frustrated or worried or sad or overwhelmed.
How is your emotional stability tied up with your social identity? That's a really important question, and I think it might be the central question that I've been pursuing as long as I've been able to think intellectually. That might be the problem that I've been pursuing, because one of the things I've been interested in is why is it that people are so committed to their group identity, let's say, or their group beliefs.
Life is not always about conquering. Often it's just simply about enduring. I think the older I get, by the way, like I'm more attracted to people and I'm more fascinated with people, not that have accomplished so much, but rather who have just stayed on the consistent, persistent path of becoming.
that have endured. It's cool when someone posts their 5-year wedding anniversary. Shout out to all of you that have been married for 5 years.
Are you waiting on the illusion of perfection before you go live with your life? See, a lot of people, they procrastinate. Well, I'm not good enough yet. You're not good enough yet. Are you waiting on the illusion of perfection before you go live with your life? Are you aware of the fact that you will fail your way to success? Are you aware of the fact?
At a time in my life when I needed some new ideas to help change the direction of my life. I wasn't destitute at the time, but I certainly needed some help. I guess we could all use a little help at age 25. I had gotten off to a great start in life. I was raised in farm country in Idaho, a small community of about 5,000 people. After graduating from high school, I went to 1 year of college, and then I decided I was smart enough, so I quit, which was one of my major mistakes.
I want to tell you that when you fast, some things that you probably need to expect, that at some point the fun wears off. At some point it becomes a grind. At some point you begin to hear the voice, what's the use? This is stupid. When you want to quit the most, that is the time that the fast is being most effective.
If you really want to do well in a crisis and prepare yourself tomorrow. You just have to be able to adjust and be flexible. I talk about that in one of my later books, Leader Shift. And I talk about the fact that if you can shift well, you really go through the storm much better. And I talked in that lesson last week about detours, because what a crisis does is a crisis brings detours in our life.
You see, there's the action that you need to take, and then there's the feeling you have about it. And notice I'm holding up two hands, because the actions you need to take can be separate from the feelings that you have about them. You don't have to be happy about filing for a divorce. You don't have to be excited about it. You don't have to feel confident about it. If you are, this is just going to be super practical advice. If you want to get work done, you have to manage distractions and interruptions. So the tech stuff is easy. Put your computer or your phone on Do Not Disturb so that you can get work done. That's number one. Number two, if it's interruptions from family members, what the heck? Put a sign on your door. Do not disturb.
Welcome back everyone, I hope you liked the video. Personally, when I listen to this kind of content, I always get motivated. But not only that, it also pushes me to think about my current situation and how I can improve it. It's a good way to start or to finish my day by listening to these speeches. So the best takeaway for me during this video is from John Maxwell, which says, instead of being stressed, try to focus on a way out. And indeed, it's up to us whether to choose to be a victim or to use our mind and to figure out a solution that can bring us from this side, the current side where we are at exactly right now, to the other side where we want to go, the dreams and the goals that we want to achieve. So this quote pushes us to stop playing the victim and try to take responsibilities. This is for me for this video. Please let me know what's your best takeaway from the video. Share it with us in the comment section, and see you in the next one. Peace.